Hi, Dyslexic Genius here, Brett Hurt. I'm going to talk about phonographs and how do you know that somebody else has been in there working on the phonograph? Well, when you come over to this VIC 80 and you see how clean this is, now watch very closely on the governor. Somebody put new springs in, we can see that. But when I turn it, you see the governor is going this way. You'll see it just minutely. And the other thing is, all this is too clean. If it had been never touched in its life, this would all be caked with the Victor grease, the Vaseline and graphite stuff. And then what someone did was, let's beat on
How come there's no grease in?
They didn't grease the phonograph, and when I got it, the bearings here were dry. Everything hadn't been oiled. You pull out the winding crank mechanism, that's way too clean. Somebody cleaned it and then they greased it with wheel bearing grease that I hate. And this is how you know. And the other thing that people do, this is what to look at on phonographs. I took the retaining spring out because there's a spring problem, but somebody in their wisdom thought, well, it doesn't work. I'll just bend the lip over and just beat on it with a hammer. And years ago, I took this wood rasp, I cut it off on a grinder and cleaned up the end. And then I gently ground and then belt sanded out this tool that comes in here like this. And I have two different angles so that I can relieve See how that comes up? I'm doing this before I take the springs out. And that's how you get them. And you can see a minute crack right here. I'll work on a little more till I get it more out so I can get everything apart. But they just beat on these things. And it's just like, come on, people. You know, this is what happens. People sell phonographs on Facebook Marketplace. They sell them on eBay, and they tell you that it's run perfectly. You always want to get a picture of the motor if you're buying it online or if you're buying it on Facebook Marketplace. Say, can I see a picture on the motor? And if the motor's all caked and with oil and stuff and grease, you go, oh, nobody's been in there. But if it looks like it's too clean, right? Or they said, is it just been serviced? You ask, well, who worked on it? So you can double check. You know, this is a lot of fun in a hobby, but I hate to see people get messed over with phonographs. You know, they buy them, oh, I bought this as a present for my family member, and they get it home and it doesn't run. And they always tell you, oh, they run perfectly. You know, these are just little details you need to look at on phonographs. And that's my tip for